Welcome to another thrilling episode of Those Thrilling Days of Yesteryear. Well, as was mentioned, we are in our 10th season. We're doing the best of the shows that we've done throughout the years. We did this one back in 2005, I believe. Every Halloween, it's always a challenge to come up with a really good, scary, exciting show that the audience can engage in, that we have fun doing, and that still stands up through the test of time. And we came across this script actually performed by the Canadian Broadcasting Company up in Canada back in 1949. And they did a very accurate rendition taken from the book. So not really modified and shortened except just for time. So what you'll hear is really close to what the original story was, obviously edited out to make things a little faster because the book takes a little bit longer to read. But pay attention also to the sound effects. One of the things that we loved about this show, it's heavy with sound effects, which is what made radio so exciting. Speaking of sound effects, we also are following it with a very short 10-ish minute script from the long-running series Lights Out, written by Art Obler. And this was a classic story that had been played basically every Halloween for years. And it's the story of two ambulance drivers who are called to a mysterious house out in the middle of nowhere, and it's what they find lurking around in the dark. Speaking of the dark, you might wish to close your eyes. We will do our best to recreate these shows word for word exactly how it was done way back then. We transcribed this in great accuracy, and we put all of our efforts to make this as exact a representation as it was back in those days. As a result, you might wish to actually close your eyes and imagine that you are sitting in front of the radio, like that one right over there, listening to it with your family, letting your imagination unfold as the actors on the radio did their thing. So join us as we take you back to those thrilling days of yesteryear.
When the spirit dies, but the dead live, the dark guard of the night is a beast. Stage 49, Item 30, Dracula by Bram Stoker. Dramatized for radio by George Selverson, starring Lorne Greene as Count Dracula and Ellen King as Jonathan Harker. Produced and directed by Andrew Allen, with an original music score composed and conducted by Lucio Agostini. And now, George Selverson's adaptation of Bram Stoker's Dracula.
This is the journal of Jonathan Harker. Should any read, convey its warning to those who would believe and act, and convey to it those who mourn me, for I have written my last words. Transylvania, May the 4th, 1897. A day of strange, wild journey to carry me on my mission. To travel amongst these motionless mountains and long, sleeping castles, always pursued so recklessly, so desperately. A Slovak driver lashing the horses. The coach from Bukovina, rocking and bouncing. The passengers crying for more speed.
More quickly, the sun sinks.
Hurry, crying for more speed as darkness is near, and watching me with eyes that are somehow troubled.
Obviously you are the Englishman.
The Englishman, yes, I am English.
In this news, when you took the course, there was much attention on the Englishman.
But I said it's so remarkable to be English.
I do not know why, but I can tell you that this royal country, the ancient battleground of Bulgar and Turk, is not only a melting pot of races, it is a melting pot of all the world's superstitions. And it is sometimes remarkable what an Englishman will do.
There's nothing remarkable in what I do. I represent a completely respectable firm of London solicitors. I'm here to perform a service for a client.
And who is this client, sir?
Count Dracula.
talking like the snow.
Must we travel through these potholes as though the devil were after us?
A tradition will have it that these shall never be repaired unless the church considers a warlike act.
Herr Englishman, it is evil St. George's Day, is it?
Oh yes, of course.
Do you not know at midnight all evil in the world at full sway? Do you know where you go, Herr Englishman?
I do not understand you, sir.
Our friend has had his say. You, sir, are from London, and I am from Prague. I fear we find these people new.
They seem to be afraid of me, I don't know why. The Count will have his carriage meet the coach at the entrance of Bordeaux Pass, where I leave you to perform certain services to the Count of Castle Dracula.
But I know!
I cannot understand this bone-shattering speed!
And perhaps our fellow passengers fear the dark, or perhaps the devil is after us.
Darkness, with the feel of the mountains hiding. A long, hard climb toward Bordeaux Pass. The horses walking, and my bones aching. Campfires near the road. Gypsies. I'm going to walk the piece.
What are you doing?
I'm going to walk while the hills have slowed us down to a reasonable pace.
I forbid it. I am responsible. I forbid you to leave the coach. The wolves are savage here.
Those gypsies don't seem afraid.
I forbid it!
Very well.
A stranger passes in the night. He believes only what he sees. Will he see what he cannot believe?
There is the road. There is Bordeaux Pass. You see, there is for you no carriage.
The arrangements were very precise.
The Herr Englishman is not expected after all. Stay with us to Boccolina. Come, let us wait no longer.
We came at such a speed, I am sure that we...
You are early tonight, coachman.
The Herr Englishman was in a hurry.
That is why, I suppose, you wish him to go on to Boccolina?
That is a strange-looking fellow. When he smiles, those sharp, white teeth.
Herr Englishman, if you must do this, take this crucifix for your mother's sake. Wear it, and God go with you.
The coach, with its frightened passengers, swept into the darkness on its way to Boccolina, leaving me with the stranger who had so suddenly materialized. Without a word, he motioned me to a carriage which stood silent in the shadows. As we drove upward towards the pass, the cry of the wolves followed until midnight found us in the courtyard of a vast, ruined castle, from whose tall black windows came no ray of light. The silent coachman set me down and drove away, left me in darkness before the massive iron doors, and there I awaited. Waited until...
Welcome to my house. Enter freely and of your own will.
Count Dracula?
I am Dracula, and I bid you welcome, Mr. Harker.
Yes, thank you. The door is very effective.
It once frustrated a Turkish army.
It wouldn't do to lose the key, would it?
Come, sir, it is late, and my servants are not available. Let me see to your comfort myself.
His servants. I wonder if the servants existed as I followed along the passage of a great winding stair and down the stone floor of another endless passage. Even Dracula's silent coachman was... Dracula.
You will, I trust, excuse me that I do not join you at supper, but I have dined already.
I quite understand. You don't hear the sound of those wolves.
Listen to them, the children of the night. What music they make.
Music?
Oh, sir, you dwellers in the city cannot enter into the feelings
Dracula smiled. The firelight leaped and fled about the ancient room from the bright red lips and the sharp white pointed teeth. I brought my eyes to his hands. The nails were long and pointed. I remembered as he greeted me how strong they were and how cold. I became aware of something else. I pushed my food away. My God! His breath!
Now, tell me of London and the house which you have procured for me.
Yes. Well, it's in a suburb of Purfleet, and it's called Carfax. It contains in all some 20 acres, heavily treed, surrounded by a solid stone wall. There are very few other houses close at hand, one being a large mansion used as a private lunatic asylum.
And the house, Carfax?
Much as you requested, very large of medieval times, including an ancient stone keep attached to an old chapel.
Good. I, myself, am of an old family. To live in a new house would kill me.
I understand. But really, sir, Carfax is little better than a disused dungeon.
I belong to the past. A past of brave races who fought as a lion fights for lordship. The Huns, whose fury swept the earth till the dying peoples, or but the werewolves themselves had come, that in their veins ran the blood of old witches who, expelled from Scythia, mated with the devils in the desert. Fools! What devil, or what witch, was ever so great as Attila, whose blood is in these veins? Oh, but you will forgive me. I have kept you until morning, and you are tired.
May the 12th. Many days here, and somewhat amused at my first emotions, for the Count is an interesting, if unusual person. He seems to be away all day, but through the night he has questioned me closely about England, about banking and shipping procedures, and has obtained the names of various solicitors who might assist him in his proposed move. Tonight, for the first time, the Count has not appeared. The yellow moonlight almost dims the lamp by which I write. How strange. A London solicitor by this window which overlooks 1,000-foot cliff, in this room of ancient beauty, alone. Alone? Yes, for there are no servants here. This must once have been the room of a great and beautiful lady. I almost imagine that I hear her.
Darling,
Who's there?
our most desirable guest.
Where are you?
Here. Shall I come more closely? Now do you see me?
Yes.
I want you to see me. It is lonely here,
I cannot imagine you could be lonely.
but I am. You are so loved, strong, handsome.
Forgive me, I seem unable to get up.
Perhaps you are sleepy, dreamy.
Yes, I must be.
Yes. Dreaming of love,
A
perhaps?
dream, a vision of some forgotten age.
One dreams of love and longs for love.
Yes. No, I have a love.
And what is she called, your love?
She... Mina!
Mina. Shall I come near?
Yes.
Has she hair like this, your love?
Yellow, like the
Would
moonlight.
you like to touch?
Yes.
And I lean over you. So touch it if you like.
Can't!
Has she eyes like me, your love?
Oh, dark, almost rubies.
And full lips like thee?
Rich, red.
And her smile, my love?
The whitest teeth, the sharpest.
Would you like me
Let me show you love you've never dreamed. First, my lips to your throat. Oh, my sister.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Are my sisters impatient?
Yours is the right to begin.
He is young and strong. There are kisses for us all.
Yes, kisses for us all.
How dare you! How dare you! But I have forbidden it. Beware how you meddle.
You yourself never loved. You never loved.
Yes, I too can love. When I am done with him, you shall kiss him at your will. Now go! I must awaken him, for there is work to be done.
Are we to have nothing for tonight?
Yes!
I've awakened in my room, a sweet horror in my heart, some grim desire I dare not confess to myself. Why do I remember tales of the vampires who sink their sharp, white teeth daintily and drink?
Thieves! Thieves! Thieves!
A woman!
Please, master, give me back my child!
A child! My God!
My child! My child! Give me back my child!
That cry. A wolf, an animal. Why does it sound like Dracula?
Go back to your grave!
What's she saying? The wolves, that cry, and the wolves are coming out of the forest. I must get out of here. I must help her.
Run! Now give me my baby!
My door, locked. My God, he rules the world.
Give me my child! My child!
My door is opened again. Although I tried all the day, there is no escape from this part of the castle. No way but the windows and the cliff. At night, heartsick. I was shaving using the mirror from my traveling case.
Well, my young friend.
Oh,
Mr. Harker.
So I did not see you behind me. I cut myself.
Blood. Blood on your face.
What?
Why are you choking me?
Blood on your face.
Your hands! Take them away from your hands!
What is this? You wear on your breast?
What? A gift? A crucifix?
This mirror is the wretched thing that has done the mischief. Foul vanity! Away with it! Our business will be completed tonight, Mr. Harker. Tomorrow I go to England. If you care to listen at the window, you may hear when the mirror strikes the stones below. You may.
He smiled with his sharp, white teeth. What manner of being is this who, in a mirror, has no reflection? There's the gang in the courtyard, the gypsies. If I can reach them, I might be saved. There is one door I haven't tried, the door to his quarters, Dracula's. Open! Open the door for God's sake! Gypsies, I hear you in there. You know I'm here. You know I was in there with that. Are you living men? Gypsies, will you leave me with the dead? And are you? Go back to your graves. No use. The gypsies are leaving. Taking him. Write it. Night coming. Write it. Someone may read and find him. May the 30th. My last entry in this journal. I've sought every way of escape. There is none but the windows of these quarters which overhang the terrible cliff. I entered the Count's rooms. The door led me to a deep stairwell, down to a ruined chapel, down to dark vaults of dusty coffins. No way out! And there was the smell. Old earth, newly turned, and boxes, large boxes like coffins, half filled with the earth. 50 of them, I counted them, with each new dug from the graveyard floor. Now I know where he spends his daylight. Now I know what he is. For in the last box I found him. Dracula. In the coffin, alive or dead, I could not tell, but red, burning eyes opened, fastening on me. His youth seemed new, the cheeks fuller, the white skin ruby red underneath, the mouth redder than ever, the flesh swollen, and from the corners of the mouth trickling over the chin and neck, gouts of fresh blood. He lay like a filthy leech, exhausted with his repletion. This was the being I was helping to transfer to London with its teeming millions. I seized the shovel left by the gypsies. I raised it to strike at that hateful face. And it turned as the eyes blazed hatred at me. My limbs weakened. The shovel fell, gashing the forehead while I fled. When I heard the gypsies in their vaults removing the dreadful boxes, I tried to return. They locked me out, locked me in. I know they work. They earn his pay, filling his coffins, transporting him to the sea, where the work I have done will bring the vampire who breeds vampires to my home. What am I to become with those others waiting? The gypsies are leaving. I'm alone with the living dead, who by day return to the earth of their own graves. And night is coming. I would choose the cliff. My beloved Mina, I will never see you again. May the 30th, the last entry, on the last day of Jonathan Harker. The precipice is steep, but God's mercy is better than that of those monsters!
This, then, is your little patient, Doctor?
Yes, Dr. Van Helsing, but asleep. Asleep, Dr. Van Helsing. Quite a simple case, Dr. Van Helsing.
To awaken the boy is no need.
No, certainly. He was found on Hampstead Heath this past September 29th. Quite a simple case, Dr. Van Helsing.
Oh, his color, it is good.
Nourishment, Dr. Van Helsing, nourishment. A simple case. Hardly justifies a journey all the way from Amsterdam by such a noted philosopher and scientist, Dr. Van Helsing.
I've read of this and the other children in your papers. When found, he was so white, so bloodless.
Yes, quite so. A simple case.
Now, please to remove the bandage from the throat.
Yes, as you wish. There, you see?
Ah, there are two tiny
A
wounds.
simple case, Dr. Van Helsing.
Yeah, please, what is it that is so simple?
Malnutrition and anemia, sir. The parents deny it. Nonsense, Dr. Van Helsing.
And this lady, so beautiful, the newspaper story?
Oh, tut, sir. The beautiful lady who lures the little ones away in the night. Journalistic tommyrot, sir.
The wounds, for them, how do you account?
Scratches, Dr. Van Helsing, scratches. Your interest flatters me, sir, but I cannot account for the honor.
Dr. Vincent, there is so much for which we cannot account. In August, I have come to London to fight such illness as this. It was of a fine young friend of mine, the dearly beloved fiancée, a most sweet lady. He, my young friend, is a doctor as well. You may know him, Dr. Seward.
Dr. John Seward, yes. A student of mental disorders. I believe he has a private asylum at Purfleet.
The same.
Yes, and what was the outcome of the case, sir?
With our knowledge, our science, we were babies. She died.
A pity. The cause?
The cause? That I should wish to know.
Anemia, Dr. Van Helsing?
Her blood, it was as rich as her youth. She died somehow of losing her blood.
Oh, she weeps and weeps without end.
Now, lovely Dr. Seward, old Millie don't feel nothing, I'm thinking.
No, Swales, you're wrong. She feels nothing but the whole world's helpless, horrible sorrow. So many years had held her silent. When she began to weep, I had hope for her.
Yeah, she is a staring now, another tin of sobbing.
When did she start?
August 13th it was, Dr. Seward.
How are you so sure?
It was the night old Renfield give up his pets and turned himself violent like.
And how do you remember that?
It was the first night that your poor Miss Lucy,
Oh, yes. Well, how is Renfield tonight?
still quiet, but his pet says he's been since
Since the what?
the funeral, sir.
What?
Dr. Seward, sir, I don't, how did you...
What is it, Swales?
Old Renfield, he's been asking to see you, but I didn't like to disturb you. What with all your trouble?
By all means, I'll see any of them. What else have I now?
If it were me, I'd be finding my consolation by the pint. I pity you've nothing but loonies.
Open the door. I'll call if I need you.
Yes, sir.
Well, Mr. Renfield, you wish to see me?
Ah, yes. Yes, indeed, Doctor. I have the temerity to beg your indulgence, a very great favour, Doctor.
Shall I be permitted to guess? Your little colony of sparrows has exhausted your supply of string to maintain their faithfulness to the master.
Ah, no, sir, no. You must apprehend the significance of my future practice.
Well, how may I help you, Mr. Renfield?
A kitten, sir.
A kitten? Well, that would be rather irregular, Mr. Renfield. I gave you sugar to catch your flies. What became of your friendly little flies?
Oh, they all flew away.
And somehow you collected a handsome family of spiders. Did they all fly away?
Possibly.
Now, by some skill of your own, you've enticed this goodly collection of sparrows. Do you tire of them, by chance?
A harsh accusation, Doctor. A harsh accusation.
And now you ask for a kitten. Mr. Redfield, where is this all going to end?
A kitten. A nice little sleek, playful kitten that I can play with and teach and feed and feed and feed.
I'm afraid I'll have to think it over.
Begging your pardon, Dr. Seward, but the old gentleman from Amsterdam is asking for you.
Dr. Van Helsing?
That's him, sir.
Van Helsing? In England? Why?
A kitten, sir. A kitten to play with and feed.
Ah, my so lonely young friend, how is it with you?
As well as can be expected.
Such a terrible thing. One does not quickly forget.
What brings you to England?
This.
Westminster Gazette. You turned journalist?
No, my friend. Read here.
The Hampstead Horror. Oh, really, Van Helsing?
Read.
We have just received intelligence that another child was missed last night. It was only discovered late in the morning under a furze bush at the Shooter's Hill side of Hampton Heath. The child was terribly weak and quite emaciated. When partially restored, it told the now familiar story of being lured away by the beautiful lady. Doctors noticed the same tiny wounds in the throats.
Well, what do you think of that?
It's like Lucy's.
And what do you make of it?
Make of it? Make of it? How should I make anything of it? If I could make anything of it, Lucy would now...
You may tell me, friend John, that you have no suspicion of what poor Lucy died of?
Oh, must we go on discussing what she died of? She died! She died! She died!
Ah, my poor friend.
I beg your pardon. She died of nervous frustration, followed on great loss or waste of blood.
And the blood? How lost or wasted?
Haven't we maddened ourselves enough trying to solve that fantastic riddle?
You are right. Night after night, a loss of blood. And the throat wound. It could not have been lost thus, for where then was the blood? Nowhere.
No, nowhere. Can't we forget it?
You're clever, friend John. Yet you do not let your eyes see that what is outside your daily life. Can you tell me, for example, why, in the Pampas, there are bats which come at night and open the veins of cattle and suck them dry?
Good God! You mean to tell me that Lucy was bitten by such a bat?
No, friend John. What I know is this. Our knowledge, our science, left us as a baby before this terrible thing. So for the past month, I have had to resort to mythology, to the dark, whispered memories of humankind. This only supplies the answer, and points the way to a grim battle which you and I must fight.
I fail to understand you.
First, I must give you proof. Tonight you must come with me.
All right, but where?
To the tomb.
Tomb? Tomb? What tomb?
Lucy's.
Lucy's?
Dr. Seward, sir. Mr. Renfield, sir, is too violent again, sir.
Van Helsing.
Friend John, I throw my reputation, my reason upon your mercy. Let me give you proof.
Please, sir, he's broken out, sir. He's in a dangerous mood, sir.
What? Oh, yeah, yes, I'm coming.
Friend John, you know me.
Yes.
Dr. Seward.
I'm coming.
This way, Dr. Seward. I'm against the old cough.
I hear that. What's he started?
Look after two men coming out of the courier's car.
I don't understand this.
What manner of disorder is it, this poor man?
I call it a zoophagus, an eater of life.
Eater of life?
Many flies to a spider, many spiders to a sparrow. He eats the sparrows.
The attendants are having difficulty, sir.
I see that Carter's men help from a great distance.
He banged the collars up next something wicked, sir.
It's difficult. I'm practicing the video.
Mr. Renfield! Mr. Renfield!
They shan't rob me! They shan't murder me! I'll fight for my lord and master!
Oh, there's nothing to be done with him. Get the straitjacket on him.
Lord and master? Did you not say he eats life?
It's beyond me, Professor. Only once before has he had a lord and master. Otherwise, only flies. You're the men the patient attacked?
Attacked it is. Murdered's the word. Now the actions and damages over this, let me tell you.
Now, surely, two strong carters like yourself are in no great danger from a feeble sick man.
And not partly speaking, Doctor, but then them boxes as we removed from the car packs full of earth of no light weight. If it wasn't for all strength being spent on them, we'd make short work of it.
Well, I'm sure it's thirsty working for us.
Well, thank you kindly, sir. We do sympathise with you and the poor gentleman.
They're going, Doctor.
Get him into his cell.
And now the sun sets. You will come with me as you promised?
Yes. Why is Renfield suddenly so quiet? What's he staring at?
Nothing that I can see, sir. But that dead bat flying away in the sun.
Van Helsing, we've come into the graveyard like ghouls by night. Don't even know why.
John boy, all your life you have honored me. Now?
Well, there's our tomb. Oh my God, my Lucy.
Come.
You can't open the door.
The door will open. You see? Come.
Oh, no, I can't. I want to remember her as she was.
No, you are a doctor. You must know why she died. Even more so, you may be revenged.
Revenged?
Come.
How will you open the coffin?
The coffin will open.
Wait, don't.
You must see.
You want to put me in a straitjacket beside Renfield?
You must see.
My God, man, that's Lucy in there. Don't you...
Easy. Is it?
Gone. She's gone. What have you done with her?
Trust me, please, I will show you. It is near dawn. We cannot have much longer now to wait.
It's only that I spend my life with the man that has kept me from leaving you hours ago at gravestones.
You will see.
That last night, when your only treatment was to fill her room with garlic flowers. Great heavens, garlic flowers! I knew you were going mad.
And her mother, poor soul, she came in and she removed the garlic flowers. My first suspicion, my last attempt to save your Lucy. Her mother, she thinks that flowers by night not good.
You say dawn. I give you till dawn, because I hope to save the mind that has meant much to me. But when dawn...
Look!
A woman in a white dress.
You see, She is carrying with her a sleeping child.
What's she doing to it?
This is the proof. Carefully observe her lips to the throat.
Lucy. It's Lucy. She's alive. Lucy!
No, I couldn't find her anywhere. She vanished. You wait by the door. She must come. The child is all right. You saw?
Yes. But Lucy's alive. Alive!
Oh, Lucy, she is dead. Only lives the body.
Johnny.
Here she comes.
Johnny.
Lucy.
Slowly. Observe. Is it Lucy?
Yes. Beautiful. Alive. Even more beautiful.
Notice the blood-red lips. The teeth have altered. Somehow they always protrude. The eye teeth. And the eyes, red.
She was drinking that child's...
Johnny, my arms are hungry for you.
Oh, Lucy.
Come, and we can rest together.
Slowly, Lucy. This you do not like.
Van Helsing, her face.
This you cannot pass. Return to your tomb. The sun, it comes.
Her face.
See, she goes into her grave.
Twisted with rage, twisted like an animal, like a fiend. What did you do?
Friend John, there is much here that you and I as men of science never have believed. Tonight, the crucifix, has been our salvation.
My God, there was blood on her mouth.
Begging your pardon, Dr. Seward.
What is it, Swales?
There's a lady to see you, sir. She says...
I don't know her. Never mind, never heard of her. I'm busy.
I'm sorry, sir, but the lady was...
I tell you, I can't see her. Tell her to go away. Now get out of here.
Yes, sir.
All right, Van Helsing. You've proved everything. Now what?
To me, too, it is so difficult to believe what we have seen. There are the living dead.
Vampires?
So fails us our science. To go upon, we have only tradition.
Superstition?
There is among us a vampire who works this evil. He does not sting and die, the vampire. He becomes more strong. He is of cunning more than mortals, for his cunning is the growth of ages through which he does not die. He is a brute, and he may command the brute, the rat, the owl, the bat, the wolf. His love is the living, and his food is their blood. When his prey die, they too become the living dead, the vampire.
Yes, Lucy. And how does this tradition tell us we can deal with this? Tell me, and I'll do it.
Good. I will tell you. I will show you. The grave diggers have gone. They are observed. Close the door.
The tomb of the Westerner family. If they only knew.
What? What's that? Give me the bag.
If these others who sleep here knew the purpose to which their tomb is to be put, if they knew that one of their relatives...
We have yet to do which must be done. Set up the lantern there on that other coffin so we may see to work.
To work? Oh, yes.
And here, by the garlic flowers.
What was that?
A dog?
What are you laughing at, Van Helsing?
I was thinking of my friend in his Holland greenhouse who sent me these flowers. Strange medicine.
What for?
When we are done, we lay them in the grave, to make intolerable the grave to the vampire who must ever by day enter into it.
So Lucy may never be at rest?
You forget then she will not be vampire. Open the coffin. Open the coffin! We must bring to her peace.
Yes. Oh, the strange, terrifying beauty. Is this really Lucy? Are those the lips I kissed?
It is, and it is not. Do not think. You're still willing?
Yes. No one else has the right or the duty. I'm ready.
Then in the bag you will find what you need.
Yes.
The mallet, the pointed wooden stake.
You are very methodic.
Don't think, just do. Take them.
Yes. The stake. Where?
The heart. The heart.
The heart.
Through the heart, right through, and she will have peace. Now, take up the mallet.
The mallet, yes.
No, this is wrong. I should be...
No, she is mine. No one will do this to her but me. Oh my God, how I loved her.
Remember, her career has just begun. Those children, they are not yet so much the worse. If she live on, undead, by her power over them, they come to her. They become as her. But if she die in truth, then all cease. The tiny wounds of the throat disappear. The children play, not knowing of this, and the soul of the poor lady whom we love shall be free.
Yes.
And yes, she will know that it is his hand that freed her, the hand of him that loved her best. Now, let it be done. Eternal rest give to her, O Lord, and let perpetual light shine upon her.
Oh dear God, I can't.
You will do it. Would you leave her in torment? The just shall be in everlasting remembrance. She shall not fear the evil herein. Exalt, O Lord, the souls of all the faithful departed from every bond of sin. And by the help of thy grace, let he be found worthy to escape the sentence of vengeance, to enjoy the full beatitude of the light eternal.
Master, I await you, Lord and Master. I am here to serve you, Lord and Master. Remember me.
Now then, what's all this, Mr. Renfield? Why not play with the nice little sparrows and give us a rest?
I've eaten them. They're nothing to me. Let me, if you will, sir, enjoy a moment of Dr. Seward's inestimable company.
The doctor's sick today, and if you ask me, I don't blame him. Shame on you, Mr. Redfield. All those nice, pleasant little sparrows, so chipper and friendly.
Ah, madam, I am honoured indeed.
Now what?
What incomparable elegance, what gentle, dainty charm.
Why, thank you, Mr. Redfield. I'll do my best to keep up appearances.
I fur into the road to the lady behind you.
Ladies is always following me about.
Are you Dr. Seward?
Oh, bless me.
Oh, it's you again.
Yes, it's me again, and the doctor can't see you. How'd you get in?
I walked in, and I must see Dr. Seward. It's about my husband. His mind, some disorder. It haunts me. It terrifies me. You must let me see him.
Rogue! Would you let a lady weep? All right, I'll ask him again, Mum.
John, friend John, you are feeling better perhaps? Possibly you should return to your bed return, another sedative.
No.
There's so little you know. I have learned the first time when he enter our house, he must receive invitation. But he is cunning. We must trace each detail in the case of poor Lucy. What do you watch so intently?
Nothing. Go on.
Each moment of her life, from the moment of the first sign, the paleness, the dreams, the throat wounds, this you must trace and study for some clue. What do you do with a pistol, friend John?
This!
Friend John, what is this?
In the window, those black, ugly wings spread out. It was a bat!
A bat!
Dr. Seward, are you all right, sir?
Quite all right, thank you, Swales. I just shot a bat.
Dr. Seward?
Swales, who is this young lady?
Oh, sorry, sir. I heard the shot she would follow me.
Dr. Seward, I believe it is not considered quite fashionable to point at a gentlewoman with a pistol.
What? Oh, pardon. What is it you want?
Dr. Seward, it's about my husband. Your reputation has brought me to you.
What about your husband?
He's perfectly sane, and he insists he is insane.
Well, that's refreshing. The world is full of people perfectly insane, insisting they are sane.
Please, Dr. Seward, he really is driving both of us out of our minds. He had some terrible experiences he won't speak of. He was ill a long time, and now... Oh, you must help us, Dr. Seward. Prove to him he isn't unbalanced.
Friend John, right now, back here. Shut that door right away.
Dr. Seward, please.
What's your name?
Mrs. Harker. This is Jonathan Harker.
I didn't mind the train carefully, but the carriage, the sound of those wheels, the horses' hooves.
Oh, Jonathan, darling, we'll be there in a minute.
Unbearable.
Oh, darling, please. Dr. Seward will help you, you'll see. But you'll have to let him have that sealed journal.
Yes, I know you're right, Nina. I have to settle this, and the journal is part of it.
Oh, Jonathan, now that you're facing this, everything will be all right.
Dear lovely Nina, they're so good to me, so pretty.
No, darling, I'm not. I love you, that's all.
Even as I am tortured and tormented with the certainty.
No, darling, sweetheart. There's nothing certain about you except that you've been ill and you'll be better. And there's nothing wrong with your mind. Do you think I could love so and marry someone who's mine? What is it?
Do you hear it?
What?
You must hear it. Tell me, Nina, that you hear it too.
Jonathan, what? Do you mean the music?
Yes, I mean the music.
It's only a gypsy camp out there by the road.
Only a gypsy camp? Take me to your doctor of madmen. Lock me up. Well, Dr. Seward, you read it? I haven't even allowed Nina here to see it. All those experiences, they're real to me. Everything's so real. Well?
Well, Doctor?
Oh, Lord, I see myself hanging above the ghastly abyss, climbing, none of it possible. But the brain fever, the Budapest hospital, I know it happened. Therefore, I must have a madness in me.
Doctor, please, say something.
Van Helsing!
Doctor?
Van Helsing! Swales, you rascal! Swales!
Yes, Doctor, what is it?
Van Helsing, get him in here now, this instant! Hurry! What are you standing there for?
Not me. Yes, indeed, at once.
For the love of heaven, Doctor.
Nina.
Now listen, you two are moving into my quarters here. You, Mr. Harker, are going to tell me everything you know about this Count Dracula. Every contact you gave him, every solicitor's name, every small detail you could rip up from your memory.
Is that to be part of the treatment?
Treatment? Jonathan Harker, you are as sane as I or the great Van Helsing himself. We need you, Jonathan Harker, and we're going to war.
War?
Yes, war on Dracula. Mr. Renfield, you've made yourself very difficult with your insistence when I'm exceedingly busy. What is it you wish? Sugar for your flies?
Dr. Seward, I am in full possession of my faculties. I must beg you to release me.
If that is true, in time, Mr. Renfield.
No, sir, now. This request is not of first consequence to myself, but to the health, the welfare, the very lives of others.
Why do you wish to leave, Mr. Renfield? What reasons?
If I tell you that, it will only convince you of my undoubted madness. What can I say?
You have answered for me, Mr. Renfield. Perhaps I can serve you in some other fashion?
What can I say? You will, I trust, Dr. Stewart, do me the justice to bear in mind later on that I did what I could to convince you tonight.
And now, gentlemen, the dear lady of whom we have become so fond,
Thank you, Dr. Van Helsing.
now we are ready to begin to act. But we deal with one which has survived many centuries, and we must assume many attacks. We must not fail.
We won't. He drove me to madness. He won't do that again to any other.
I'm cold.
Nina is not well today.
It has been a strain for such a gentle one.
The scarf seems hardly enough for our borrowed coat.
Take mine, of course.
We know that in life he was a brilliant man, a descendant of Attila the Hun. We know, too, from our studies, he must be the Count Dracula that did his army abandon to the Turkish slaughter and did homeward flee to raise a new force and try again.
And we know from Jonathan that he is at Carfax. Carfax, next door.
That is our move the next. Is he there? We will see.
Please, be careful. Last night I dreamed.
Let him be careful now.
27, 28, 29, 30. There were 50.
So these then are the boxes, the coffins with the earth of his own grave, the vampire lair. Each coffin a lair.
Did you hear something?
No.
It plays upon my nerves, this ruined old house, the dark shadows, the stone walls, the coffins. It's Castle Dracula again.
It is well to be cautious. Our enemy not only has a magic cunning, he has the strength of 20 men. And where our windpipes are of the common kind, we cannot have him as he can have us. He is dead.
Van Helsing, you've seen those boxes before.
Yes, friend John. An uncommon vampire as this our Dracula. So wily as to prepare himself somewhere in London with 20 ways of escape and of hiding besides this old house, his headquarters. This, our friend Jonathan here, who chose to trust him, the solicitors, the shippers and carters, who unknowingly transported these travel things.
Renfield attacked those carters.
Yes, Lord and Master was his cry.
Renfield knows something about this. We've got to see him.
I thought I saw a face.
Where?
There, in the shadows. The highlights of his face. The high ridge in the nose. The red lips. The red eyes. The awful color.
There's nothing there.
Listen! Rats!
Dr. Seward! Dr. Seward!
What's that?
Where?
Thousands of rats! Look, they're coming! It's him! They're sending him!
I must speak to him. It's Mr. Redfield. Somebody tried to murder him, sir.
Someone tried to murder Redfield?
What? You think he's back?
Great heavens! I see a million naked eyes! Run! Run for your lives!
This is how I found him, Doctor. Just a few minutes back, as I was coming round to light the lamps. The window bars pulled up and the door flung into the hallway of the poor old building.
Jacket. Take off the straitjacket.
There is no straitjacket, Mr. Redfield.
Poor devil smashed about like that.
We must arouse him.
He must talk.
Brandy.
Swales, Brandy, in my office.
Brandy.
Mr. Redfield.
Tell us.
The dogs howl, and the bats in the mist. He stood at my window as before. His eyes were fierce, like a man's with mad. He laughed with his red mouth. The white teeth glinted in the moonlight. I was angry. Before he sent the flies, the great fat ones with steel and sapphire on their wings, all lives, all red blood with years of life in it. All these lives and more will I give you through countless ages if you fall down and worship me. I invite him in. Come in, Lord and Master. Enter. He laughs. He is in my room. Then I know it is next to be a young lady of charm. I am a madman, and let me have a madman's strength. Yes, Lord and Master, I gave you the test. I gave you.
Redfield? Redfield! He's dead. And there's no doubt how.
I tried to get the brandy, the poor old loony. He was a decent sort in his way.
Friend John,
Yes?
what did he say? It is next to be a young lady of charm?
Mrs. Harker!
Mina! Oh heavens, Mina!
Your skin is as snow, your throat as soft as a quivering rabbit.
Cold. I am filled with ice.
I've kissed you, and I will kiss you again. I will come again and kiss again.
Cold. Cold.
Shall we warm your dream, beautiful one? You too will kiss. Place your lips, your pale lips, to my throat. They will be rich again. Your blood will be my blood. My blood will be your blood. You will know in your blood that I will come again, and you will seek me forever.
Strike him down!
Shoot him down! Fools! Go ahead! Shoot him! I shoot, but he doesn't die!
I have the weapon he fears.
Be careful! You'll spring from it!
Oh no, you fear it, you do not. You who live in eternal death, you fear this cross, the sign of eternal life.
You think to baffle me? You, with your pale faces, all in a row like sheep in a butcher's? Thy revenge has just begun. I have spread it over centuries. You shall be my creatures, to do my bidding, and to be my jackals when I want to feed.
He's gone through the window! Stop him!
We cannot stop him. Only friend John to return. Through the shippers, the carter men, we have traced each coffin to its hiding place. We have polluted each with a garlic flower and sanctified each with a holy crucifix. Now he has only Carfax. We will there catch him by daylight helpless.
Unless Dr. Seward found him in the coffin in the Piccadilly house.
Unless. Otherwise, I could wish friend John would hurry. It grows late and each night is a terror.
I'm cold. I'm not well.
Precautions can be taken. Each must have the protecting crucifix. I place it to your forehead, Jonathan, and Mina, I touch it to yours. What?
Mina, don't be afraid. All he did was touch a cross to
her forehead.
It burned.
Look, Mina!
Not now, Swales, not now. Take care of it yourself. Van Helsing.
Burned into a forehead, a brand.
Van Helsing. Jonathan, Mina.
Did you find him?
Only the coffins. I fixed them right enough, but then I went over to Carfax.
You should have waited. I, too, had to settle the score.
There were only 29. Somehow he has removed one, sometime in the night. Now we have no way to trace him.
Escaping. He is escaping. Darkness. The smell of earth. Wagon wheels.
What is she saying?
I want to follow. I want to go.
Look what he's done to her, my lovely. The marks of the vampire on her poor throat.
We must all keep together, always. What is the story? When in life he abandoned to the slaughter his helpless people and fled home to try again?
He's going to the seaport. To go home. To start all over.
Come, all of us. We must together go to make the last desperate fight against this monster.
Where to?
If necessary, to Transylvania, to Castle Dracula.
May God give him into my hands just long enough to destroy that earthly life. If beyond it I can send his soul forever and ever to burning hell, I would do it.
Dracula.
In his coffin.
We've got him.
We must do this quickly. The sun is low.
What are you going to do?
Hush, Mina, darling. We've got him now.
I'm frightened.
Friend John, I think you especially have the right.
I know just what to do.
First, I must remind you all that this is not vengeance. We set to rest a human soul.
Whatever it is, I'm ready. You want to pray for him? Start praying. For me, every blow will be for Lucy. What he has made me do in her tomb.
How his eyes burn. With most ferocious rage out of the coffin.
Don't look at him. That was by mistake. Just do it.
Yes. Now the sun is lower, and soon it will be too late. Now, eternal rest give to him, O Lord, and let perpetual light shine upon him.
Jonathan. Oh, Jonathan.
Mina, darling, your forehead, your throat. The marks of the vampire are washed away.
Stage 49, Item 30, Dracula by Bram Stoker. Dramatized for radio by George Salverson. Was produced and directed by Andrew Allen, with an original music score composed by and conducted by Lucio Agustini. Starred as Count Dracula, Lorne Greene. As Jonathan Harker, Alan King. With Lister Sinclair as Van Helsing, Bud Knapp as Dr. Seward, Neighbor Moore as Renfield, Alice Hill as Mina, Eileen Seaton as Lucy, Diane Foster as the vampire, and Eric Christmas as Swales. The others, Tommy Tweed, Doug Haskins, Murray Westgate, Frostia Gregory, Marcia Diamond, and Lloyd Bachner. Sound by Fred Tudor and Alan Gilroy. Technical operation by Bruce Armstrong. Stage 49 is from Toronto. Elward Glover speaking. This is the Trans-Canada Network of the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation.
Lights out. Everybody.
turning?
The alarm said Pine Street, didn't it, Doc?
Oh, yes, of course. So why the siren? The only traffic out here is on horseback.
Yeah, you can say that again, Doc. It's from nothing to nowhere.
Okay, let's go.
Right with you, Doc. Right with you. Said somebody was hurt?
That's what the switchboard said.
Gee, what a dump. Doesn't seem to have a bell.
Oh, there must be. There's a light in there.
It's open.
Well, let's go.
Well, all right.
Hello in there? Hello? This is another false alarm. Anybody here? I'm a doctor.
Hey, look, in the corner. This I can see.
Lady, I'm a doctor from General Hospital. What do you...
She's screwy, all right, ain't she?
Frightened.
Come on, Doc. You want I should get her out of here? Or the straitjacket? Shall I get the straitjacket? No, Doc, wait. Where are you going?
Yeah. Can't get it open.
Huh? What's the matter? What do you want to go in there for?
Can't get this open. Whoever is hurt must be in there.
Oh, okay.
What's the door? Come on, we'll break it down.
But the woman.
Forget the woman. Come on, put your shoulder to it.
Yeah, all right. It's dark. Can't see a thing.
Yeah, go in the other room. Get that kerosene light.
But
go on, do as I say.
Yeah, I'll get it. Hey, here, Doc, the lamp.
Okay, hold it high.
Yeah. What?
Oh, mother in heaven.
What? On the floor? What is it?
It's a man.
Oh, no. It can't be. I tell you it can't be.
Oh, yeah, it's a man. A man. And he's been turned inside out.
Inside out?
Here, see for yourself. It's a man. The skin is the inside, the raw flesh is the outside, organs hanging. It's a miracle. A man turned inside out. It's like you turn a glove inside out.
It's alive! It's alive!
Yes!
It's alive!
Yes!
Doc, it's trying to get out!
Oh, no!
It's trying to get up, I tell you! It's trying to move!
Sam, hold that light high.
It's rolling
Stop!
over!
Stop that!
Trying to get up! To get on his knees! Don't make it stop! Kill it! Do something! A man can't live inside out!
Sam, stop! Stop what I say! Hysterical old woman, that's what you are. Now you stand there and shut up.
Listen to him! Let's get out of here, Doc, please!
Don't be a fool. You gotta find out, Sam. Why? What? Look, there's another door.
Yeah, open.
The answer might be in there.
Doc, don't. We got
The
it.
lantern, bring it.
Oh, gee, Doc, why can't we just go?
Hold it high.
Doc, what?
Don't move. There's no floor in there.
I don't see nothing. Nothing but dark.
Well, look. The dark sort of spills over on the edges.
Huh?
Well, look, I tell you. It's a deeper dark than dark. There's something moving in there.
Doc, close that door.
No, wait.
Then I'll close it.
Oh, you fool. I gotta see what... She's coming in here.
Come on, Doc, let's get out of here.
No, Sam. I'm going to find out what this is all about. All my life, things have been what they've been. I'm going to find out what all this is about.
Please, Doc, please, let's get out of here.
What, if you know anything, tell me. What was it we saw back at that door where the floor should have been? You know?
Well, she's going to the door. She's going to open it.
Yes.
Doc, will you listen to me? Let's get out of here.
No, wait. She's just standing there, looking into the dark.
Yeah. Doc, what's that coming up out of the hole in the floor?
The dark.
It's like black smoke. Listen to it. It's reaching up to her.
Yes.
What is it? Smoke? Black? What?
Crying out around her.
covering her.
No!
Inside out. It turned her inside out.
Sam, get up. Sam, open your eyes. The shadows, they're crawling along the floor towards us. Come on. Come, Sam, come on. You're too heavy, Sam. I can't lift you. Sam, you gotta hear me. The shadows, they're crawling toward me along the floor. I can't leave you here. You saw what they did to her. Look at her. Inside out. A woman inside out. Oh, Sam. I'll drag you out of here. You're so heavy. They're coming faster and faster, like long black fingers. My legs! Let go of me! Sam, I can't help you. They're holding me back. The black, it's covering you. Sam! Sam! No! You thing, whatever you are, get off me! Stop covering me! I've got to get out of here. I've got to tell them all about you. I've got to tell everybody there's something like you loose in the world. I've got to warn everybody. Get off me! Oh, slimy. Open shadows be slimy. So cold. Covering me over. My head. Let go. My face. My mouth. No, let go. Let go of me. Let go of me.
You have been listening to Lights Out. The Dark, written especially for radio by Arch Obler. Lights Out comes to you each Wednesday from our Chicago studios. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
Thank you all once again for a wonderful show. Thank you for coming to this fantastic and spooktacular evening or afternoon. If you enjoyed our show, as we mentioned, this is our 10th season. We're celebrating the best shows that we've done in our past years. And we've got an amazing season every single month coming up with incredible shows featuring Jack Benny, also renditions, recreations of The Wizard of Oz, It's a Wonderful Life, and for next month, November 20th, we will be recreating the Lux Radio Theater production of Miracle on 34th Street. It's a great way to kick off the holiday season. Come on and enjoy it. Sunday, November 20th at 2 o'clock, right here at the Oak Park Arms. And also, we want to thank the Oak Park River Forest Historical Society for sponsoring and helping to spread the word. Please make sure that you give a donation to help them out and help them continue the wonderful work they're doing. And now, for the thrilling cast of those, of those really wonderful days of yesteryear. Playing the announcer and Dr. Seward, Don Gingold. Playing the role of Jonathan Harker, Steve Schroeder. Passenger 2, Van Helsing and the Doc, Lars Timpa. The middle roles of the Gypsy, the woman crying for a baby, Lucy, and the insane laughing woman, Diane Bradley. Playing the role of Dracula, as well as Sam and one of the guards, John Corona. The evil and seductive vampire bride, Amy Kennedy. The vampire sister and Nina, Margie Gustafson. And the role of Minnie and the vampire sister, other one, Joy Kenyon. And the roles of Swig Wales, the coachman and the unforgettable inside-out man, Greg Gustafson. And of course, what radio would be complete without the incredible sound effects team of, well, Joy Kenyon and everyone. And also the magical musical stylings of our pianist, Bob Marine. And please don't forget to check out our new website webpage, which lists all the upcoming dates for the upcoming shows, as well as our past shows throughout the years. You can be found at www.ttdyradio.com. That's www.ttdy, as in those thrilling days of yesteryear, ttdyradio.com. And I am your producer, who also played, oh my goodness, the violinist. I forgot all these things that I did. Renfield and the Dr. Vincent Bendel. And of course, we'd like to also thank you, the audience, for helping our show to come alive and for living those thrilling days of yesteryear so that we can now bring them back to you.